Ruh-roh, Raggy. It appears that the imminent censorship of all forms of machine learning are nearly upon us. Great, cool, excellent. I can't wait for graphics cards to be banned. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to make it, I think the easiest, most direct way to cripple machine learning in the public is that they're going to make some kind of law where GPUs have to like intentionally cripple themselves for machine learning purposes in the consumer market, and then you have to have like a license with like a university or something to get like machine learning capable GPUs, because they already do that kind of by having machine learning tailored cards that Google sells. So they can probably do the opposite, because they did that with cryptocurrency. They intentionally gimped how well a NVIDIA GPU can do cryptocurrency hashing. And then sold different cards that are intentionally for cryptocurrency. So they'll probably do that. They'll probably have machine learning cards, and then they'll cripple their GPUs for machine learning so that they can't be used for shit like this. Just a thought. Hello, chat. I hope everybody is doing very well. The early birds have arrived for the news segment, and you may be sad to hear there's almost nothing to talk about. News-wise, of course, there's quite a bit to talk about in regards to everything else. So the first, sorry, my desk is like blocking half my fucking OBS. Okay, there we go. Let's start with this. Let's start with the good news, chat, for the early birds. A federal judge in the district court for Kansas has tossed out a gun possession crime charge against a man for possessing a machine gun. So this federal court judge has said that the machine gun is a bearable arm and therefore should be permissible under the Second Amendment of the United States. Now, this flies in the face of 50 years of federal law. I think that the National the National Firearms Act was like 1980s. I want to say 1984. So this has been banned for like 40 to 50 years if it was in the 1970s. And the judge just said, yeah, that don't make no sense. I'm going to throw this out. So now it's somebody else's problem. The prosecutor, I suppose, I think that the double jeopardy part doesn't come into play until after a jury is sworn in. Like the double jeopardy thing, only the jury can be involved in. So if this is like a pretrial dismissal, then maybe the prosecuting attorney can appeal it to the district court. And I think that Kansas is in, if I had to guess, Kansas is in the same district court as Missouri, which may be the one. I'm not sure if that's a good one or not. I can't remember. But I think it could be appealed. But it's also very interesting because in Vermont, there's a case where I want to say there's literally a gun law in Vermont that limits the capacity of a magazine to 2. Like the gun is allowed to have 1 bullet chambered and then 1 bullet to be reloaded before you have to manually do something to reinsert the gun. So the states and the federal courts in regards to firearms are split so dramatically that it is almost an irreconcilable difference between the peoples in these states. There are people who believe that guns should just be banned, and then there are people who believe that any kind of munition that you can reasonably carry on you at any given time is a bearable arm. How do you take these two perspectives and make them, if not happy, then able to tolerate each other? And I don't think you can. It seems to be a bit of a hard issue, chat. So that's where we're at with that. This was an Australian case, so this isn't related to the United States, but tranny, I'll just say tranny. I am on Rumble, based Rumble. Tranny Roxanne Tickle, which is a disgusting last name, and I'm sure he picked that for himself, won a discrimination case after being banned from a woman-only app. So there was an Australian girl talk app called Giggle, and it used a voice and facial recognition technology to automatically detect femininity in a applicant trying to join their app. And that was their whole selling point. It's like, we're an app for girls. If women have issues, and I have a point to make about this later on, so strap in. Women have issues participating in the public, in particular because of trannies infiltrating these groups. So let's just make a girl chat application and screen them out. Well, too bad. Australia says that is discriminatory, and therefore that a women's only app is supposed to allow trannies because, as the judge says, on its ordinary meaning, sex is changeable. So good luck with that, Australia, as your country fucking disintegrates. And that is basically it for the news. However, Crypto Jew, a Kenju Kaya warrior, asked me to please play this video of an insane woman dancing with a pigeon. So I will show you this. Women's music in current year is terrible, by the way. Like this super airy, breathy music that's like, don't stress. There he is. There's our boy. Oh, he wants to dance too. Yeah, look at him. This is me every day. That's a chill pigeon. Look at him. I turned the pigeon. Oh, he's back there around the feet. Oh, yeah. Oh, she has a bunch of Pokemon plushies back there. I just kind of dismissed that in my brain as just being anime, but it's Pokemon. So do you think that her pigeon is like a Pidgeot in her mind? She has captured this Pidgeot, and she is a one Pokemon Pidgeot trainer. She's like, her and her pigeon would get her shit kicked in on the first little path up to the first Pokemart and Poke Center in one of the games. Or Pidgeon. No, Pidgeot is the top one, right? Oh my god, how did I ever... Pidgey is the first one. Sir Pidgey. And they just get their shit wrecked on the first trip. Cool. Okay. Very nice dance, lady. Alright, news hamster. You're actually dismissed early. Go get yourself some pizza, my boy. Deserved. Don't worry, he gets paid regardless of how long he gets airtime. He's on contingency, so even if he doesn't show up, he still gets paid the same amount of pizza. Mudahar,
hello, guys and gals,
or also known as Pudahar on the internet, has deleted his Zitter account. Now, this, of course, as a Zitter expert myself, is interesting. What's really interesting is his reasoning for it. There's a couple points that he makes, and before anyone accuses me of being too nice to him, I will say that this video is kind of like bitchy. I feel like he was compelled to make it, though, because a bunch of gross anime pedophiles on Twitter were celebrating him quitting, as if that was something that happened because of anime pedophiles on Twitter. So he makes the video, and his reasoning for doing this are pretty simple. He says that the app is extremely negative and politically charged, and he also says that there is almost no conversion between Zitter and his videos, which is an interesting point to make, because it's like he had, I think, millions of followers on Twitter. He's one of the biggest Twitter accounts, I want to say, and he just deleted it. So I feel he shows his metrics, and I kind of want to show him if they show up early into the video. There we go. So this is a video, or this is a screenshot of the YouTube analytics page showing him how what external sources are leading to his videos. And as you can see, he doesn't really get too much from which is crazy, because it's like 3 million subscribers, hundreds of thousands of views, but he's getting like a handful of redirects from other things. So He says that he's literally getting 60 people per video who click through from his Twitter account, which is, if that's true, that's insane. Because again, he had like hundreds of thousands of viewers on his Twitter account. So if he published a video and he advertised it on his account, the number of people that would actually open the video and watch it on Twitter is like 60 out of like thousands, which just seems preposterous to me. It's either that all that traffic is like fake, or it is just like a mindset that everybody on the platform has where they just do not click any external links for any reason whatsoever, which I kind of feel might actually be true. Like, even if thousands of people see the video, they're probably just going to read the title card, like the actual title, and they're not going to actually open the video or article and read it. And they're just not going to like engage that content at all. Which, if that's the case, that's like a death knell to your fucking platform in terms of like advertise. I can see why advertiser revenue is down for X, because if you advertise and your tweets go viral and you're still seeing like 60 people like directed into the program. Actually, you can see how old this video is. So it was published on June 26th. And what video did he publish on June 26th that got nothing from anybody else? That's kind of crazy. 3 days ago. So I went at least a month ago. I wish I could just see the fucking date. Do these apps think they're so fucking clever with like hiding information about the fucking video? Like, I want something that was published on June 26th. Can I see that? No, this was published a month ago. Oh, yeah? How long ago was... Oh, dude, even in the metadata, even in the fucking metadata, there's, like, no timestamp information. So it's like, you want a video that was published on June 26th? Here's how you do it. Get ready to hear Mudahar say, hey, people, a million fucking times. Oh, 1 month ago. July 20th, so I'm way fucking off. I hate you. I hate these fucking applications so fucking much. Like, since when has a date been, like, privileged information? You want to see how many fucking... June 20th. Okay, I'm getting closer. Try this one. Is this the Boogie video that he put out? That has, like, no views? No? Okay. I assume he puts out one a day, so... I'm so angry about this. There he is. Okay, June 26th. Let me just make sure that these are the other ones. Are not June 26th, so there's no doubt. That's June 27th. That's June 25th. Okay, I was right. So this is it. It got 1.2 million views. And he's saying that he got 60 of those from X. That is actually fucking nuts, if that's true. That's pretty crazy. Interesting shit. So that's it. Also, his other reason was that people are just racist. And a lot of people made fun of them for that, because he just said, like, every day I log in, every tweet I make, people calling me Pajit, saying, go back to India, take the poo to the loo. And I'm sick of it, and I don't want to see that anymore, so I'm not going to post on Zitter anymore. And he also complained that the people on the left, the far left ones that were calling him a Nazi constantly. He's like, well, I just don't want to deal with that anymore, so I left. And that is very, very, very funny. However, I kind of understand his point. Like, there's a reason why I don't use a lot of the platforms that exist, and it's because they're anti-white. And it's like, I don't want to be on platforms where I'm just surrounded by black people who hate white people, or I'm under Susan Wojcicki or Neil Mahan who hate white people. I don't want to pay money to Netflix who hate white people. I don't want to pay money to Amazon who hates white people. Like, you know, I also don't use platforms that hate white people to the point where they affect usability. So I kind of understand his perspective, that he's like, well, you know, people are going to be racist towards me. It's like, well, I don't want to be on your fucking platform. Interesting. The other thing that happened immediately after my last stream, and I was basically almost asleep, and then I got the call. I got the emergency call. Urgent. Domain hijacking. It appears someone is trying to redirect our domain to a site that is not associated with Fur Affinity. This could lead to a phishing page that mimics our website in appearance. Please avoid visiting our URL or interacting with the website. A hacker hacked or gained access to the Cloudflare page for Fur Affinity. And since they're in this transitory period where nobody really has control over the website because Dragoneer died, it took hours for them to stop it. Originally, he directed it to this. He says the furry community has a rampant... He also got the Twitter account for both this account and for Dragoneer's account. The furry community has a rampant pedophilia problem that everyone turns a blind eye to. And then he redirected Fur Affinity to prosecutors boy sexually abused at furry parties by network of men. So he redirected everybody to this Washington Post article about furry pedophiles. And then very quickly after that, he directed it to the Kiwi Farms. To the point where I disabled registrations for a full day. And I told people, I said, attention furries! Attention furries! The administration of this website has no affiliation with the hackers who have redirected Fur Affinity to the Kiwi Farms. This is a joke at both of our expenses. And then immediately after that, all the furries started mass reporting the Kiwi Farms as a phishing website because they were angry. So people using Avast and Norton were getting false positives for phishing on the Kiwi Farms. So I had to also tell people to report that. And the last thing he did before the site was reclaimed was he actually specifically redirected the site to the Animal Control Board, which is about furries. Only a couple people actually joined after the block was lifted, but literally 10,000 furries, maybe a little bit less, like 8,000 to 9,000 furries, were redirected to the Kiwi Farms at any given time. So we had, I had to change some stuff real quick to make sure that the site was like stable with that level. We also got DDoS attacked, and there were some hiccups, but the Kiwi Flare actually did pretty well, and the site ran just fine. So we had an elevated user count from about 2,000 to 3,000, or up to 4,000 on midday, up to over almost 12,000 at certain times, but just around 10,000 for a while. And almost all of those were Fur Affinity users who were very confused. A lot of furries are like intellectually disabled. Like they're so autistic they can't really understand things. And I got like 3 or 4 different confused emails saying like, hey, what's the Kiwi Farms? Is Fur Affinity down for good? Is this the new Fur Affinity? It was granted, it was only like a handful of people, but there was like some genuine confusion. Like, is this like the new site? What is this? So, I had to explain in simple language. No, it's just a glitch. Don't worry about it. So that's the Dragoneer stuff. He went on Twitter and shouted out the Kiwi Farms, changed the tranny flag in his name to a kiwi for a while, but they've reclaimed access to it. Oh, also he directly followed on the Fur Affinity account. Directly followed the Kiwi Farms Twitter account. So this is a long story, but allow me to explain. This strapping young man that you're looking at is Skylar Ittner. He is an old school Kiwi Farms, like just random weirdo. He joined way back when, and he joined because he found he's like a sort of like he's interested in web development, so he had like Google alerts and shit set up for his name. So when Tempest made this thread talking about him, he immediately found it because of the Google alerts and joined the site. To give you an idea of how long ago this was back when the Kiwi Farms. This was back when back in the day around this time. This is how the Kiwi Farms kind of took off. Back in the day, our SEO was so good. Before Google manually started sticking spikes and boron rods into us to control our radioactivity. If you searched for stuff that was considered breaking news, Google would put articles at the top of your search to help you find information about breaking news, and the Kiwi Farms post would show up in them, to the point where like trannies and shit would freak out on Twitter, like, what the fuck? I searched my name and the very first thing I see is a fucking Kiwi Farms page. Is this fucking for real at Google? Fix this. Do better. So we grew naturally a lot. Like after Gamergate and before the trannies, I suspect specifically Liz Fong Jones at Google, got involved and started fucking with search results and shit. But there was a glorious period where we grew, we doubled in size every year. From people just searching stuff and finding the site as the first result for literally every fucking name. It used to be you didn't like. It used to be if you typed in Skylar Intner, it would be the first thing that you saw, like above, like competing directly with Wikipedia in terms of SEO. And then, and that's specifically why these titles are always this way, because it was a search engine optimization thing, like back in the day. So yeah, point is that he found it. He was banned from his Catholic college for harassing gay students. So it was a Catholic college. Of course, the Catholics in a lot of places are pos as fuck, so they had gay kids on their campuses. He protested that. He said that a Catholic campus should not have gay students on it. And then I think his mother became litigious and tried to sue the school. And Too Long Didn't Read, Keep Carroll Catholic. That's his thing where he was trying to do publicity for his lawsuit against the Carroll Catholic University. He joined the forum. He bantered. He's a very pompous, obnoxious cunt. Like, he was just the most arrogant fucking buffoon on the planet. And Fancy Bear, which is a hacking group from Russia, or someone just pretending to be Fancy Bear, joined the site and broke into his self-hosted email server. And he posted things that he had saw. And one of the things that this guy did, here's an idea of how fucking stupid Skylar is. He was an early investor into cryptocurrency. I don't know where his money is now, but he was early into it, 2017. And Fancy Bear gained access to his email, and Skylar had sent the private keys for his Ethereum wallet to himself, and Fancy Bear was able to gain access and have control over his wallet, and he offered the money to me, which would have been several Ethereum, probably worth $50,000 or at least by now. I can't remember how much it was, but it was like I want to say like $10,000 back then, so it could have been worth a lot. It was between like 2 and 10,000, and it would have been worth many times more by now. And I didn't take it because that would be a crime, which just goes to show you how prudent and morally righteous I am, chat. I am truly a crusader, a tabula rasa of the soul. And to be clear, you're not. Your private keys are supposed to be physical media. As soon as you create them, you're supposed to print them out and not store them anywhere. Like online. You don't email them to yourself. You don't send them to yourself. You don't keep them on your computer. You're supposed to print them out and store them somewhere safe like any other document. But no, he chose, as a genius, because it's like, imagine if your bank account, if someone managed to guess your password or found your password written down somewhere, if they were just able to steal all your money and there was no recourse whatsoever. Like, you definitely would have to be very careful with your password. And because cryptocurrency is centralized, that's literally how it works. So there's very little in way of fail-safe. If you fuck up and you send your private key out to everybody, that wallet is not only burned, like they're going to steal everything in it, it's burned forever. So any place that's still receiving money or to that address has to be changed. So that is his background. Pompous twerp, basically. And he's back in the news because he was charged with assaulting a sheriff. So this is the same guy. This was him in 2017. This is him in 2024. Time is rough, is all I gotta say. Kind of looks like a really fat version of that guy that everybody hates, the pharma bro, Martin Shkreli. Kind of looks like a fat version of that. And got charged with punching somebody. Let's read the article, actually. I didn't read the article. Just wanted to show you in his orange jumpsuit. A Lewis and Clark County justice of the peace set bond at $25,000 for a man accused of assaulting Sheriff Leo Dutton, who, by the way, was the most senior sheriff in the county. According to court records, 28-year-old Skylar Intner is accused of being disorderly at the fair. He's at a fucking fair? At the Last Chance Stampede and Fair, and somehow in an altercation at a fucking county fair, he punched the oldest sheriff in the county sheriff's department. Ittner is accused of arguing with one of the fair vendors and refusing to leave after being asked multiple times. Sheriff Dunn ultimately approached Ittner and asked him to leave. When he again refused, court records say that the sheriff used his body to push Ittner away from the booth. This is when Ittner allegedly stepped into the sheriff and the altercation began, with both men going to the ground. Prosecutors say other deputies stepped in to detain Ittner, but while the sheriff was on the ground, Ittner was able to punch Sheriff Dutton, causing noticeable swelling. If convicted, he faces a minimum of 2 years in prison and fines up to $50,000. Yeah, that's what we call a fucking plea deal in the making, bro. This is the same exact shit that Ralph got into trouble for. He got into a fucking... I mean, this guy's sober. He has even less excuse. Actually, Ralph didn't even... He swung at like a lady cop that was like hovering over his drunk body and missed. At least Skyler got a punch in. So what I'm trying to say is that this guy is more hardcore than Ethan Ralph is. Pretty fucking tragic. Good thing he's got that Ethereum to set bail with. Alright, so this guy, Lucas Gage, I've talked about very briefly. His claim to fame is that on Twitter, he got doxxed, and a bunch of trolls sent him pizza because he was like a Nick Fuentes follower. He was like a groiper. I want to say he was like a high-ranking groiper. And when he got doxxed, a bunch of people sent him pizza. And he very famously made a tweet that is emblazoned into my brain where he just posted a picture of a guy holding a pizza from like Domino's. And his tweet was, "This is what life is like in Zionist-occupied America." And like, you get free pizza? Like, you get pizza delivered to your door. But he had that thing, and this is a very cringe thing that a lot of like conservatives do, is that they try to like really oversell you on like what a tragic victim they are. And sorry, the Rumble chat's not working, or Kicks chat's not working. They try to like sell you like what a freedom fighter they are, like, oh, you know, the Jews are sending people to my house with pizza, and you know, I'm oppressed, and it's very sad. Feel bad for me. So he jumps on this and he's like, well, I'm also a victim of the Zionist occupied government. I'm getting pizzas sent directly to my house. Nick Fuentes, aren't you impressed by what a brave little warrior I am for your crusade? And the answer was basically no. Like, no, you're not impressive. You're crying over pizza. You know, people are like sitting in jail for Nick Fuentes right now. Your bullshit's not impressive at all. But that didn't stop him. He continued to tweet about how terrible things were. I think he literally declared war. Like, he said, I declare, he did like, oh God, how's it go? 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare race war. And like, did that with the Jews. It was like, Judea! Judea! It is I, Lucas Gage, the first centurion for Nicholas J. Fuentes, the Catboy Kaiser. I will be leading a platoon of the finest groypers to the sands of Judea to wipe it out from earth once and for all. Now it's been a couple months. Let's see where our boy's at, and if all the Jews have been super mega holocausted for real this time.
They've taken everything. They've turned my entire family against me. Do you understand that? There's no one in my family that supports what I'm doing. Nobody. No one. Literally zero. Did your wife leave you? What do you think? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe the marriage is over. Maybe we're separated. Maybe she ran away with a rabbi. Maybe I took off my ring to trick you and everything's fine. Maybe we have another kid on the way. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? So, hey, Hey, Jews, you happy? Oh no, his family's it's a gun.
Sorry. I'm focusing on the. They did something to kick chat, and it's fucking broken now, and doesn't work with my plugin. That's such a pain in my ass. Why is everything gotta be a pain in my fucking ass for chat? Anyways, let's run the tally. Let's hold up. All right, here we go. Let's do the tally, and I think the tally is. I think it's Jews 1, Lucas Gage 0. I think when you declare war on pizza Jews and your wife ends up leaving you, you have thoroughly lost that confrontation. Okay, and I'm sorry to the kick people, but I'm gonna have to figure out what the fuck they did to kick to break absolutely fucking everything. What? My bad, guys. Yeah, sorry. Dude, it's so annoying. My overlay thing was just working perfectly for so long, and then they've fucking broken it. They've fucking evil fucking Eddie smash my fucking. You know what? It's traumatizing. I'm gonna be real with you. It's kind of fucking traumatizing what evil Eddie has done.
I think it's trauma, dude. It's trauma. If you really want me to talk about it, it's trauma. I think Eddie used to really do that to me. I look back on my steak days. There were so many attempts I could never get over 1,000 or even 2,000. I mean, I would just lose it. But on other sites, I did it with ease. I think steak is rigged. I'm just saying. I think steak. I know not even that steak is rigged. I think Eddie purposely made me lose. So that kind of gave me trauma that like all my sponsors would then make me want to lose or make me lose on purpose. Do you think that's impossible to do, Eureka? You think it'd be that hard to adjust rates and win percentages on this site? I don't know. I'm not the one doing it. I don't know exactly how it works, but I think it's very possible. I think Train would also subliminally talk shit about Eddie and how they were like bad. Train did the same thing. And listen, not only that, but Train would put something on a screen that says like, gambling is for fun. Do not gamble if you cannot. Like straight up, like would like be slapping people in the face. He'd be slapping steak in the face, but because of the money or whatever, he continued to do it. I guess I don't know. You know. Anyways, either way.
Train, who said, "Don't get it twisted. Don't gamble, idiots." Even he knew the dangers. This comes after his ban from Twitch. I mentioned this last stream, but just as a recap. He was banned for saying faggot, and he is trying to appeal that because he hates Evil Eddie so much, he just does not want to ever be forced to return to the Ratatouille Rat platform, that is Kick, which is so evil and so ratatouille that their fucking chat program doesn't fucking work, and for whatever reason, I can't get it on my fucking overlay anymore. That's how fucking evil and twisted Kick is. But he sent in this appeal. He says, "Hello, Twitch staff. I hope whoever is reading this is having a great day, and I want to thank you for giving me the chance to appeal my suspension and possibly have another chance at streaming again. My name is Austin Peterson, or the Bossman Jack on Twitch, and I was a partner of your platform, and I have been streaming on there for 5 years, until I was suspended from Twitch a few days ago for hateful speech. First off, I wanted to let you know that the suspension was 110% deserved, and I realized that. The behavior and the ways I was carrying myself was not okay, and shouldn't be, and wasn't allowed whatsoever. I had and have been dealing with some things in my life that have been causing me a lot of stress, paranoia, and negative thinking. I also want to say I have zero right to say anything hateful to my viewers. I am praying and hoping that you could see me through and possibly believe me and see the good in me. Please give me grace and another chance at streaming here on Twitch. I would be so grateful and so blessed. I would even do a happy dance, LOL. Dude, the happy, oh my god. How did I not figure this out beforehand? Hold up. Oh, what a fucking genius. Never assume that people you look down on don't know things that you don't know, chat. Because the truth is, everyone knows something that you don't know. Okay, here we go. Let me find it real quick. I forgot. I lost the page. Oh wait, no, this is definitely it. Oh, dude. Okay. Okay, hold up. I need to put this. Okay, well, you know what? I'll save this image, and then I'll throw it up here so I can see it. Oh yeah, now we're cooking, bros. Hello, ex-staff. I hope whoever is reading this is having a great day, and I want to thank you for giving me the chance to appeal my suspension and possibly have another chance at boosting again. I spelled chance wrong. I'm actually spelling a lot of things wrong because I'm typing on a laptop, but we're gonna do this. Okay, boosting again. Name is Austin Peterson or XJosh1X. And I was a verified booster on your platform and have been boosting on there for I'm gonna say 5 years. I don't care if that's true. Until I was suspended from Twitch a few months ago for violent speech. First off, I wanted to let you know that the suspension was 100. I'm gonna say 120. Ooh, that's probably risking it. That's probably too far deviated. 110% deserved. I know, and I realized that the behavior and the ways I was carrying myself was not okay and shouldn't be and wasn't allowed whatsoever. I had and have been dealing with some things in my life been causing me a lot of stress. Where was stress? Okay. Paranoia and negative thinking. I also want to say I have zero right to say anything violent to boomers. I am praying and hoping you guys could see me through and possibly believe me and see the good in me. Please give me grace and another chance at boosting here on X. I would be so grateful and so blessed. 3. I would, this is the important bit, even do a happy dance LOL. I literally promise you that none of this will ever. There's a second part, chat. There's a second part. I don't want to miss anything. This is gold. This is the key. This is the key to salvation here, chat. Alright, let's continue. I spelled will wrong, unlike Pulseman. Will ever happen again. I knew deep down that the way I was doing things wasn't right. I want to stay happy and try to make my followers happy and provide entertainment and content for them for days to come. Days to come. I am hoping and praying. There is nowhere else I want to boost. I have been building my community and follower stats up on X for over 5 years now. It has been quite a journey. Ooh, that's a tough one. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna get that in. Heart. This guy just knows. Makes me really sad. I can't do it. I just say do this, I guess. Anymore. So I am sitting here and I am praying. That would be cool. Long story short, I am praying and praying that you can see the good in me and hopefully trust me that I'm going to be a changed booster with much more matureness, professionalism, and integrity. Did I spell that? Yeah, I just spelled it like he did. Again, I am so sorry, X. If there is anything else I can do at all, let me know. I will wait patiently for your guys' response. Much love, X Josh. Okay. I think that this is it. This is the winner. Let me copy paste this to myself in case X fucks this up. I went through. This is it. I feel like Bossman has cracked the code. I feel like that this is just so genius, so infallible. In case you're wondering, I literally send in absolute fucking nonsense to this whenever I get bored. Like every morning I wake up and I just send them an appeal that says, "Good morning, SARS." Whenever I'm bored, I just send in absolute fucking nonsense every day. This is how I do anything that annoys me. I just persistently fucking annoy them back. It brings me such merriment to know some fucking genius to sweep that. Alright. Now, serious faces, chat. Serious faces. Where is my tea? There's my tea. Get those laugh lines out, chat. We're going to court. As I warned last time on the Omnibussin episode, a court date was scheduled, and a bunch of people were going to the omnibus hearing in Rekida's trial. The omnibus is the end-all be-all for pretrial hearings in a Minnesota criminal case. A lot was supposed to happen, however, it was quite short. So I put out this message saying, by the way, don't be a fucking weirdo if you're going to go to the court. However, I should have probably addressed that post to somebody else, and I'll get to that in a second. So, first things first. Ralph shows up earlier than everybody else. He did successfully make it to Minnesota. He did successfully find a couch to crash on, and he either rented or borrowed a car and went to Spicer, Minnesota to be the first person, bright and early, in front of the Candido High courthouse, where he streamed for approximately 30 minutes, and then suddenly went inside an hour early. This is the first encounter he had with a potential hostile target, and I warn you, Ethan Ralph's entire stream is just nothing but annoying fucking songs.
Yeah, that's fine. Take shots at me, because I'm taking shots at all of you. This guy right here is a Kiwi farmer. You can tell. He's got his phone out already. What's up, brother?
Mission accomplished. Ralph apparently didn't realize that this courthouse is just like right in front of the, it's next to the street in like downtown Spicer. So there's like people out walking dogs and doing shit, and this guy's just listening to music on a skateboard, and he just like assumes that because he has like main character syndrome and he has fucking holes in his brain, he just thinks that that's like a guy recording him instead of just being like a guy. So he yells at this guy, which prompts the funniest fucking meme. The funniest thing that came out of it was this. Minnesota Americans been waddling around here for about 2 hours now, and they haven't been very kind to me in Candido County. I'll be putting everyone on the net as Kiwi farmers from now on. If you see them flinch around me in this town, I'll put your fucking judge on the net as a Kiwi farmer if I get snubbed one more time out this courthouse. You watch and see, bitches. I'm gonna put this dog on the net as a Kiwi farmer too. You fucking Kiwi farmer! You fucking Kiwi farmer! Ralph wishes he could be this fucking cool. So one of my main concerns was that people would try to like fuck with Ralph and like I don't know, just like cause a scene. So I asked people not to do that. And then of course, as soon as Ralph is like 30 minutes in, and one of the first people he sees just walks right up to him. This fucking guy just like approaches him immediately. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Probably someone from the forum. Hopefully they're not fucking embarrassing. This is a volume adjusted, music removed version of the clip on the front page right now.
There's the song of this. Oh, hey, what's up, man? What's up, man?
Hey, aren't you Ralph, dude?
I'm not Ralph.
I was just watching Steel Toe, man, on the way dropping my son off. You should go box that dude, man.
My name's not Ethan Ralph, no.
Is your name Ralph? No, my name is not Ethan Ralph. He's just so fucking smart, bros. He's so smart. He's definitely not the dumbest faggot that's ever walked the fucking earth.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were eating out. Hey, Pat, man, you smell like booze, bro. You don't
Is
have
that
a
right?
house like that?
I don't smell like booze, though.
Holy smokes, bro.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, you should go boxing, dude.
I should go box Aaron?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but thank you.
Steel Toe show?
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, thank you, man.
This guy presses him and he thanks him for it. He also thrice denies the name that his father gave him. If you don't remember, Ralph believes that I've changed my name. And so he says, you changed the... Oh, and Jim changed his name. You changed the name your daddy gave you. You changed the name your daddy gave you. And then, of course, this guy walks up to him and is like, is your name Ralph? No, my name is not Ethan Ralph, stalker child. Just immediately bitches out like as hard as fucking possible. And the really funny thing is, after this bit, he goes, oh no, my phone is hot. It's like holding a brick of lava in my hands. It's so overheated. Oh my God. Listen. I understand my phone is about to boil into molten metal. I gotta go cut this stream off and I gotta go inside the courthouse bright and early. So immediately after this, he makes up some excuse that his phone's about to spontaneously combust. I guess it's a Samsung. And then he heads inside the courthouse an hour early. An hour fucking early. Also, I was very relieved because he says, you watch Aaron. This is literally just a listener of the Still... If you don't remember, or if you don't know, Aaron Imholt, who is the ex-husband of the woman that Rekieta has trapped into a polygamous relationship. He was a local broadcaster on FM radio in the area, like in central Minnesota. And he got in trouble for like having like some really weird feud with like a woman who's like a rival broadcaster, and he like went like, way over the top at her, got fired, and he got to keep the rights to his show. So now he just does it online. So this guy is like a legit central Minnesotan fan of Aaron Imholt, who knows of Ethan Ralph only because apparently he's too pussy to box him after saying that he would box him. So that was pretty funny to me, that he just got pressed by like a genuine Steel Toe morning show fan who's probably just listened to Aaron Imholt on the radio for like the last 5 years or whatever. Very interesting. So that's actually the funniest stuff from the Omnibus out hearing. He went inside and, oh, by the way, the thing that he said about him smelling like alcohol, in my warning post, I say, by the way, just so you know, you're going to a courthouse. Ralph says he's going to go. Ralph stinks. You may end up in a bleacher next to him for 2 hours at this courthouse hearing, sitting next to a man who doesn't wear underwear and who smells like shit. So this guy says he smells like booze, and he's like, no, I don't smell like booze. But multiple people who were there and took notes said that Ralph stank really bad, like he was wearing a bunch of aftershave. So he saw that I had pointed out that he stinks like ass and compensated for that by wearing aftershave, which if you don't know is alcoholic. You're supposed to put it on after you shave because the alcohol will kill germs that are in microdermabrasions on your skin. So it's alcoholic. So chances are this guy, he's smelling all the alcohol that he put on his skin to cover up his body odor. And then that's what he smelled like in the courthouse too. So The only thing that he did inside the court, apparently, he sat front row next to Rekieta and Kayla on the bench. But before the court was open, he said that he like paced up and down the hallway, like staring at people, and that people were avoiding eye contact with him. He was doing like I was up and down that hallway, make sure that my presence was known and that the Rekieta side was felt. People was avoiding eye contact with me. But apparently everybody was avoiding eye contact with him because he was just marching up and down the hallway staring at people, and people were like politely trying to avert their fucking gaze at this pig monster policing the hallway like some kind of fucking mall cop. Then the hearing happened, and I'll explain what happened in that. And apparently Ralph hugged Kayla after that. The only thing notable is that Rekieta was on his behavior, but apparently Kayla was with her family, and she looked like shit. There were multiple people who said that she seemed like noticeably unhappy, with uneasiness and just like nervous to be in court, even though it wasn't her omnibus hearing. So, the actual contents of the omnibus was that it was continued. There will be another omnibus because Rekieta raised issues in his pretrial motions that could not be resolved at that omnibus. So there will be what's called a evidentiary hearing, or colloquially known as a Franks hearing. And a Franks hearing is when the chat's completely dead. Let me investigate this. Oh wait. Okay, hold up, I got you. The Franks hearing is when you go in and you claim that the warrant was obtained under false statements. So if a police officer outright lies in their statements to obtain a search warrant, the results of the search warrant must be thrown out. And this comes from a Supreme Court case where Franks was the defendant. So it's called a Franks hearing. And what Rekieta hopes to accomplish, from what I understand, is to convince the court that Officer Pomplin, the guy that petitioned for the search warrant, was a sheriff named Sheriff Quinn Pomplin, who Robert Barnes has said holds a grudge against Rekieta and lied in his affidavit to the court to get a search warrant. And what they claim is that this archive that was used by the officer is, quote, obviously digitally altered. And this goes back to this part right here, where Rekieta comes back from... It's very ironic, by the way, that his pause music is this.
The stairs, hoping the stream doesn't suddenly die. While we are waiting, we'll be laughing at you. The drinking along is what most of us do. The chat is united, getting excited. What you have for us when your being is through. When you have some love.
Oh, this is a different song. I thought that it's the same guy. It's the My Room Records guy, but I thought this was the whiskey drinking lawyer one about how much he loves his family. Could be. We check.
Rub both the front and the back. Then you'll grab a quick bite, kiss your lady goodnight, and remember to thank her for all of the snacks.
So it's a song about how much he loves his family and shit. Then he comes back and he has cocaine on his nose. And you can see it very clearly when he turns his head.
Made shirts.
Yeah, when he tilts his head down a little bit, and his nose, his beak, sits on top of the dark mustache, you can see the cocaine extremely obviously. And as I've said before, if you go back to previous parts of the video where he's in that same pose, you can not see it. So it's not just like a trick; it's like a very obvious thing. So Rekieta says that is very obviously digitally altered, and a big part of what he's basing this on, basically, what the Franks hearing has to accomplish is it has to make the court believe that the search warrant originally used to obtain evidence would not have been obtained if the police did not misrepresent things in a material enough fashion to justify the search warrant. So, if a if a cop lies and says, "I heard gunshots," and I investigated, and I found a weapons cache of like illegal weapons. But then they found out that the cop just lied. He just went to raid your house because he thought you might have guns. He lied about the gunshots. Then everything that he found as a result of that search warrant is thrown out. So it's basically like you win your case automatically because all the evidence is gone. It's a very big reward. And he basically has to say that when the cop said that, now don't get it twisted, okay? Don't get it twisted. He is not trying to convince the court at this stage that this video archive, which is by fucking COG of all people, is digitally altered. That's a trial thing. If he shows this was used as evidence against him in trial, he could then say, actually, because of the pixels, you know that this is altered, so don't trust this. That's completely different. The question is, did the cop lie about this video to the judge to get the warrant? Did he lie about what the video was, where it was, or what it showed? We can see the white spot on his nose, especially when it's contrasted with his mustache. So this is what he said in regards to the video. On May 22nd, M. Holt did a video blog where he talked about Nicholas and insinuated controlled substance use, and also referenced a video blog that Nicholas had put online the day before that had been since taken off the lowercase I internet. M. Holt indicates in his blog that Nicholas needed help and needs to get help for his kids because of the substance abuse. M. Holt points out a time in the video where Nicholas has white powdery substance on his nose. On May 22nd, your affiant, who is Officer Pumplin, was able to review the video that was taken off of Nicholas's YouTube and Rumble social media sites. The video is from the day before, May 21st, and is of Nicholas in his basement studio, talking about a court appeals ruling he lost. He appears in the video to be drinking alcoholic beverages and eventually appears under the influence of a substance or substances. The entire video blog is 4 hours and 4 minutes long. Approximately 2 hours 46 minutes into the video, Nicholas leaves to go to the restroom. When he returns at 2:40, he appears to be making an excited look and has a white powdery substance on his nose. Your affiant believes this behavior is indicative of CNS stimulants. Your affiant believes, based on his training experience, as well as the behavior of Nicholas, that he ingested this white powdery substance through his nasal cavity while off of camera. A Minnesota attorney that I asked about this said that this is actually an extremely good police report. Police are usually please, you have to remember, the average cop in this country is a high school graduate, probably 90 to 100 IQ if you're fucking lucky, can barely use words to express ideas. They're not the smartest. They're not the best and brightest. They're not the finest, okay? So if you get a police report that looks like this, that has very careful word choice, you're up against somebody who's above average when it comes to law enforcement. In particular, what people believed is that he's trying to say, your affiant was able to review the video that was taken off of Nicholas's YouTube and Rumble social media platforms. He is trying to interpret, Nick is, to say that the words taken off means I took the video from those channels, and therefore he's lying. He lied to the judge that he had a true and honest original copy taken off of YouTube and Rumble. And if that testimony regarding seeing powder on his nose led to the warrant being written, or if it was reasonable to believe that if this paragraph was just completely omitted, that there would be no search warrant, then the warrant must be thrown out. All evidence of that must be thrown out, and Nick basically wins by default. Because then they don't have cocaine, they don't have bullet casings, they don't have guns, they don't have the hair follicle test, they have nothing. But as you can read in the above paragraph, he hears M. Holt talking about a video blog, which references Nick having powder on his nose. And he states explicitly that the day before had been taken off of the internet. So that same word choice, taken off and taken off, exists in both paragraphs. And this one's explicit. When he says taken off, he means that he removed it. And then he watched a video that had been taken off and playing that was an archive. So it doesn't matter if this is significantly digitally altered. It would only matter if it was obviously comically fake, but it's not. It's so subtle that even if it was fake, it would not be unreasonable to assume that he didn't know that. So what I'm trying to say is that his main point of contention, this Frank's hearing, to get the warrant thrown out, does not seem to have a very good chance at succeeding. But he's trying it anyways. So his case then, the state has to follow a written response, and then Nick gets an opportunity to reply. By September 6th, both of these responses are expected to be in, and then they will schedule the Franks hearing, and then the judge will determine if this search warrant is valid or not. And then they move from there. Kayla, as I mentioned prior, had asked for a continuance because she retained counsel at the last second. So her counsel hasn't had an opportunity to familiarize herself with the case at all. Her omnibus hearing will be on October 28th. Nick's continued omnibus hearing has not been set yet. There's a chance that they will be set on the same date, but there's a chance that it might not be, and they will not synchronize again until the trial date. So we're probably going to have more people go, or the same people or different people go to the Franks hearing, and then later to the Kayla omnibus, and people just continue to go there and take notes, which was very nice to have. A lot of information was gained in regards to how people were behaving. Most importantly, though... Oh, wait, no, this is a picture. I'll get to that part, the most important thing we learned there. So this is April Imholt and Kayla wearing tights, like yoga pants to court. Nick looks appropriately dressed. That says attorney right there. Look how fucking short they are, especially with Nick standing up above them. It's like a foot. And then Ralph did what he promised. In the aftermath of the court, he got pictures of the Kiwi fags. Here are users of the forum walking off together, hand in hand, basically. One man ignoring keep off the grass signs. And a woman turns and waves at Ralph. And they walk away. And that was it. Ralph got a picture of like 5 completely normal fucking people. And this picture in particular is very funny. Ralph snaps a picture of a black guy smiling at him knowingly. And then Ralph published this to the internet as an epic own. There's a very funny picture where Ralph is like recording his own shadow. And he's just like this big bulbous shape cast to the ground. And he's trying to like embarrass like 5 fucking randos. Ralph then showed up to Rekida's house. So as you can see, they very quickly switched out of their stockings to what appears to be prostitute clothing. Like legit, if you saw April on the fucking street, you would just assume that she was a whore that you could just buy at that moment. Kayla doesn't look much better, but April in particular looks like she's fucking for sale. Then there is this lovely picture of Nick. The most prominent thing about him is his legs. Like, there's a giant wound right there, and it makes me think, like, is this liver failure? These are liver spots, right? And liver spots are indicative of liver failure, right? So his alcoholism has already taken, like, a massive fucking toll on him. It looks like he's not circulating blood to his legs correctly anymore. And he's got liver spots all over his fucking body. So that's not good. Also, you can see the Cuck Queen 3 wolf tattoo. That's supposed to be Nick right there, the big wolf, and then she's one of the 2 beta wolves. I guess she has literally tattooed this polycule shit onto her fucking body. And then Ralph is standing there just pointing as he does. He looks like he's literally Nick's dad. He's Nick's dad. He doesn't know. It looks like he just dropped in from the ball game or whatever. He went to court in that fucking baseball shirt, by the way, and jeans, and his lifts, his platform shoes. So Dad's over here visiting his son Nick, making sure he's doing okay. He's proud of him. He's pointing at him. He's like, "Yeah, I made you, bish. I knocked up your mother." And then Rekieta did like a fucking manic stream where for 30 minutes he just completely misrepresented his own case and called everybody who doubted him a faggot. as if like he won anything. I just don't understand it. I think he's just trying to convince his idiots. Whoever's left of whatever he can at this point. However, while I had written concerns for the Kiwi Farms users going to the thread, I should have been more cautious because the cringe was coming from inside the thread chat. First off, this fucking idiot decides to just blurt this out. He says, any sides on the kids in or around the hearing. Now, it has been made abundantly clear to everybody on the forum for weeks now that Juju the cow, a.k.a. Dax Herrera, a man who gets fucked in the asshole dressed as a cow, and Ricada are obsessed with trying to say that this interest in this case is only to see pictures of his kids for whatever reason. So, of course, people immediately jump on this. He clarifies that what he was asking was if there's any evidence that he's in custody of the children, which is a legitimate question to ask. Unfortunately, his IQ was about 40 points too low when he wrote this post, so it got to get plucked. Then we have, I'm going to use Captain Manning and beat up on him, but there are many other people. So Ralph tried to argue that this woman is a tranny because that's like his only possible retaliation, to the point that a woman is laughing at him and waving at him and is a foot taller than him. So Captain Manning, who's John in the Dear John segment, says, at the risk of being accused of simping, I'll say she looks like a very nice young lady. I particularly like the confidence she exudes while smiling and waving to the felted rage pig. I don't think it's out of line or cringe to say that at all. I think it's entirely reasonable. May Lidl Drip or any other whammon respecter smack me if I'm wrong. And then everyone, like, the main issue, like, people were pointing out this. She's wearing, like, business casual slacks, so they're not form-fitting. So people said that she didn't have an ass. But if she was wearing form-fitting clothes, she would look like this. Or like this. Or, no, not black. She wouldn't look like a black man. She would look like this. And it's like, it's much better to just wear slacks. But if she was wearing tights, then people would just be talking about her ass again. So the only way that she could have attended this trial and dressed herself in a way to not draw attention was to not go at all. Which is irritating. Because it's like, people are volunteering their fucking time to go and attend the trials and take notes for our benefit. And then you have severely handicapped autistic people who can't shut the fuck up and make themselves look ridiculous. And literally after this point, for the next 40 fucking pages, it's just people talking about her pants. And if she's attractive or not. And it's like, who the fuck asked? So next time, during the Frank's hearing or during the fucking Kayla Omnibus or whatever fucking hearing, it's like, if you fuck up my on-topic thread by derailing it with your fucking retard posting, I will just kick you out immediately. I should have been more aggressive about it, but I'm not trying to be like a dictator or whatever the fuck. I'm just trying to let people talk. But right now, especially with these threads, like, you got Juju and you got Vito the Pedo and you got Arcada crawling over it, trying to find any way to deflect over the actual content of their case. Like, you fuck this up for me. I have no sympathy for you. So just shut the fuck up. Are you talking about the case? Maybe you should think, if you talk about the kids, are you wording what you're saying in an intelligent way that can't be taken out of context to your detriment, to my detriment? No? Okay, then shut the fuck up. Frustrating. So let's see what Ralph had to say. Can't spin this one. Nick Ricada is fucked. How funny was that fart on stream now, Nick? Ralph occurs strikes again. In all honesty, we killed the beef and feel bad for him, but damn. Oh, sorry, this is from May. Sorry, never mind. I forgot he likes Nick again. He says... He actually didn't say anything about the case. He posted his notes. His handwriting is fucking atrocious. Basically illegible. Where the fuck is the thing about him being bald? I have this set up. Where the fuck is it? Is this like a... Wait, hold up. Oh, did I lose this? No, it can't be. Someone had taken notes, and he sat right behind Ralph. And, I think it's on my zitter, actually. Give me a sec. No, this was the picture I was thinking of. This. Ralph is taking notes, saying already has half a sheet full, can't make anything out. His handwriting is so bad that he can't make out a single fucking thing on the page. Massive bald spot on top of his head, skin very red. So Ralph is like he's like pink now. He's like dyed red. And his sunburn extends to his fucking bald spot. So he immediately chimped out about this and said this.
No baldness here, no. No baldness here, just impotency. No baldness here, no.
Okay, no baldness here, just impotency. Okay, I got you. Notice, however, that he pulls his hair. It's like proof. Like, look, I got hair. Oh, no, he doesn't do this in this clip. He pulls his hair, though. It's like, look, I got my hair. But I don't know what the words top of the head mean. Like, you could just, your camera's facing forward. If there's a bald spot, it's on the top, as in the top of the head, not the front of the face, the top of it. But for some reason, he didn't want to show off the top of his head, so I don't know. He's bald, is what I'm trying to say. The other kind of after show drama was that Aaron Imholt had kind of challenged him to like a friendly sparring thing. Like, he just wanted him to show up at this gym and box him a little bit. He didn't want to do, like, a full-blown boxing match. And Ralph didn't want to do that. Like, he didn't want to, like, show up and actually box. So he decided to throw together all these stipulations for him showing up. It has to be, like, a fight. It has to be mediated by, like, an independent referee. Aaron has to put up like $3,000 into a trust account. Like he just kept putting on and on. Like, okay, look, of course I'll box you. I'm not afraid, bish. I'll be there. But just so you understand, just so you know, boy, just so you understand me, I don't do nothing for free. So this is what I need. I need $3,000 in a trust account. I need an independent referee sanctioned by the MMA Association of the United States. I'm going to need accommodations. I'm going to need you to buy a rental car for me for the week so I can drive to the establishment you want to fight in. I'm also going to need my hotel paid for, and I expect that my hotel has a bowl of brown M&Ms. I prefer the brown M&Ms because they look like the shit I eat off my thumb when I'm thumb fucking an 18-year-old retard girl. Okay? That's what I all need. If you don't, I mean, listen, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm saying to you, I'll fight you. I'll fight you right now if my conditions is met. And if you don't want to meet my conditions, I guess you're just fucking afraid, bish. Okay, I got you. Very clever, Ralph. Nobody knows what you're doing. It's so smart. Yes, you're definitely not backing out of your fucking fight that you challenged him to. I didn't even want to, like, it wasn't even like a proper match. He just wanted to box him. It was like a friendly offer. Whatever. He always does this shit. This is like the 8th fucking time that he's like challenged somebody to like a combat sport event. And there's like, well, I need all this set up before I can do that. He just backs out by like adding so many conditions that it becomes ridiculous. Meanwhile, even fucking Zoom, even Corey Barnhill, the person that watches child pornography, he challenged someone to a fight and then actually just showed up in a parking lot and got punched in the face. And Ralph can't do that. Ralph can't do it. He's too old. He's too old and short and fat and stupid to do any fucking thing besides waddle around with his camera pretending to be Ramona Ralph instead of Ethan Ralph. He can't do one other thing. He can dox Aaron Imholt. So he randomly decided, fuck this bitch challenging me to a sparring contest, motherfucker. And he just posts his house and his address on Telegram. Which, wait, I can't, where did I hear this at? I'm trying to remember if I'm allowed to say this or not. Sorry, give me 1 second. I think Aaron has said that the police are investigating Ralph for witness intimidation because he's the witness in a criminal trial, and Ralph is a direct associate and friend of the defendant in that case, and he's randomly posting out where this guy lives on the internet while visiting specifically to watch proceedings related to the trial and to visit the defendant. So that's a very smart move by Ralph. Just 2,000 IQ moves all around. The holes. It's so like hard to understand like what the fuck Juju and Ricada and Ralph are ever doing until you realize that they all have literal brain damage from alcoholism. Like there are holes in the gray matter of their brain where they make decisions at, and if you just remember and contextualize everything that they say and do through that lens, that they have a brain that is tattered like old fabric, it just makes everything make much more sense. It really does. Like the Nick Ricada that's alive right now, his brain is physically altered from what it was just a couple years ago. He's a much dumber, more belligerent, lower intelligence, angrier person than he was before. And even Ralph, it's like Ralph has had like a visible deterioration in his personality, and he didn't have much in that department to begin with. So I think that's it for the omnibus stuff. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. I think I covered everything pretty correct. Let me double check real quick. I actually have a Reddit segment picked out this time. And it's like a crazy fucking thing. Nick never gets. Dude, all he fucking does. It's so crazy. Like, he puts so much effort into lying these days. He just lies so much for so little purpose. It must be exhausting to lie that much. Okay, let's see, what's chat doing? Oh, he never went to Jim's house either. He literally he flew into Minneapolis. He went to M&S, the fucking airport, blocks away. Literally, you can walk off that fucking airport and take a public bus for $3 and arrive within seconds of walking distance to Jim's driveway. And the fucker didn't even go. It's like he's afraid. It's like he's afraid that if he walks into the property, he's going to get shot in the fucking head by like a rooftop Korean or something. Some Asian woman's going to start barking gobbledygook at him and blow his fucking head off. That's pretty funny. Okay, our Reddit segment is a woman has posted on Reddit that her rape complaint to her university was rejected. Determination. The decision makers find there is not a preponderance of the evidence to support a finding of sexual harassment. The evidence presented to the decision makers does not establish that there is a greater than 50% likelihood that complainant was sexually harassed by the respondent. The allegation concerns one incident, i.e. respondent lifting her shirt and asking complainant if she wanted to suck her breast. Even if it is assumed that this was unwelcome to the complainant, this is one event and not severe or pervasive. Respondent's assertion that she was being goofy is credible. Further, this one incident was not shown to have caused complainant to be denied equal access to university's education program or activities. The decision makers find there is not a preponderance of the evidence to support finding a sexual assault claim. The evidence presented does not support respondent sexually assaulted complainant. The evidence instead establishes that respondent believed consent had been given due to complainant's active participation in their sexual activities on the night in question. As to the latter, this fits within section blah blah blah, that consent may be ratified by word or action at some point during the interaction. Further, if complainant's mental state was different from what her previous active participation showed, she did not communicate that with respondent. So the woman in this, the respondent, is obviously a tranny. This woman was sexually harassed by a tranny in her dorm room and then eventually raped by this tranny in her dorm room. However, while she is upset at that and that the college will not take any action against this tranny, don't get it twisted. This is what she says. I do worry that people will use my case to perpetuate transphobia. I know the political climate right now is crazy, especially when it comes to trans people having their rights taken away. While I'm not trans, I'm part of the queer community, so I understand the fear. I'm just disappointed that the school doesn't believe in holding certain people accountable because of how it might look. This woman was raped, and she's still like, oh no, my heckin' tranerinos. This person, -4 points, says, I think you might be mistaken on that one. I am not so much afraid about the perpetuation of transphobia, but the idea that trans people will rally against you and call you transphobic. And they might allow others to harass you and call you names. The worst part is that nobody will pay attention or even care if you are a part of the trans community or queer community, because I guess she's like bisexual or something. But they will still call you transphobic because you are a woman, and that will be the end of the discussion. She responds and says, I would disagree personally. 3 of the others harassed were trans as well, and they were with me in terms of support. I know not every trans person will be with me, but I know many will. No one wants a predator in their community, including trans people. Harry Manboobs then immediately backs our hero S up and says, I'm trans, and this is fucking horrendous. Are you serious? There's a lot of trans people in this thread supporting OP. Well, congrats, bro. Harry Manboobs supports you. They'll be careful. She may lift up her shirt and invite you to suck her hairy man boobs. So, but if it only happens once and she's just being goofy, then I don't worry about it, I guess. And if you're wondering, I'm reluctant to read things like this because people read this and just think, women are fucking retarded. She's a furry, therefore does not count as a woman. This is her. You can see that she's like a proper like furry retard whore. Like she's what you imagine. Like if a R9K user describes like a university student that's like a woman, this is basically what they come up with. She's an active member of the furry community. She's an active member of like kink communities. She's like bisexual. She draws furry stuff. She basically posted on Reddit saying that she would post her nudes on Reddit. But she said that most of the women posting nudes on Reddit now are just bots advertising OnlyFans accounts. So she doesn't feel comfortable doing it because she doesn't want to. She just wants to have, she just wants to post her nudes and she doesn't want to be grouped into prostitutes for whatever reason. It's a very bizarre argument. This is an R birth control. She's asking about how to get Nexaplanin because she has so much unprotected sex. She's concerned about getting knocked up. And then she posts an R bad dragon. Confused on what size I should get. Howdy, I've been thinking of buying something from Bad Dragon for quite some time. However, I'm worried about going too big. The model I specifically want to go for is Blaze. I looked at the chart and I think I should go with medium based off my other toys. However, I'm worried it'll be bigger than expected. Any advice or experiences? Also, is Bad Dragon a good place to shop other than the shipping weight? Of course. Thanks, guys. Smiley face. You look up what Blaze dildos are on like Google image search. It's like a animal cock the size of your fist. It's unfucking believable. I don't know where the fuck she's gonna put that inside of herself, but that's crazy. Redditors be fucking wildin', yo. She's a mess. Where's Dad? Don't ask. Okay. I'm going to read somebody on Kick. No Stalker says, my advice is to get therapy and find Jesus. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. She has to get raped by a couple more trainings before she starts noticing a pattern. Okay. Kind of a short stream today. I feel like I'm missing something really bad. Am I missing something really bad, chat? Verify my anxiety and paranoia. Say yes, but don't tell me what I missed. Just say yes, you did. How did you forget that, you ask? Yes? The Science Fiction Writers of Association? What happened with Fatrick? Uh-oh. So something happened with Patrick Tomlinson, and you guys didn't post about it in the community happening thread at all? I talked about the redirect. That's why you got to be here on my streams on time, bros. I didn't have a news segment today because I've since I've been banned off X, I've been mercifully detached from news articles about anything at all. So I don't talk about the news as much. But the downside is that kind of shortens the stream a bit. I talked about Bossman. Okay, all the chats are broken. I realize this, except Rumble. Sorry, I don't mean for there to be dead air, but... Okay, let me try opening up the Patrick thread and see what's up. The Science Fiction Writers Association went through 2 presidents in less than a month, but why? Where is Patrick's thread at? In Internet Tough Guys. I think he is in there. He is in Internet Tough Guys. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna scan. Let's read a thread together, chat. Let's just chill out for a second. So the first image I see is Patrick Tomlinson's man boobs. That's nice. That's still him in Edinburgh. I don't have bosoms, stalker. That's you projecting the things you hate about yourself onto strangers again. Enjoy prison. He's arguing with people on Twitter. What's this? How is it, Jover? Straight white males of Reddit. What's the gayest thing you've ever done? Mods or Hall Monitor says, I once owned a Mustang with a V6 instead of a V8. That's funny because he has a V6 Mustang, in case you're curious. I think even Ricada got the V8 during his midlife races. So is the SFWA thing not going to be featured in his thread? Oh, God. Dude, this picture looks like it was taken in the 90s. Oh, it's 2005. Now there's just so many more. It's like the same number of people. Damn, bro. Damn. They look like a bunch of nerds, I'm going to be real with you. I can't believe that all these science fiction writers are fucking nerds. Oh, there he is. Hey, there's our boy. Was that recent? They're like painting models together, bro. That's gay. That's kind of gay. Sorry, I'm just kind of scanning this. This is what I do in my free time. I read this fucking website. What? No, child, my signature pointing at fat faggot pose has not created a permanent dent in my bloated head. Those are just your clinical delusions. Enjoy prison. It's true. He has literally pointed a hole directly into his temple. It's like a permanent scar now. It's pointed so fucking hard, it's like crushed the skin there. Now it can't rehydrate correctly. He is kind of chungus now. Damn, is that really him? He almost looks like a real person back in 2011. What the fuck? Okay, they're just calling him fat. Okay, well, here's a tip for you. If you want me to talk about something, you have to post in the community happenings thread, because that's where I read stuff. That's like the most interesting stuff. It's a shame how much stuff happens on the forum that nobody ever hears about, because people just assume, like, well, I wouldn't want to, like, bore anybody by posting about my Science Fiction Writers Association Guild. Oh, there's some kind of court document that dropped. We don't know if there are memos about it. We do know that the harassers, pretending to be Tomlinson, called in a bomb threat to Miller Park during Brewers' home opener in 2023. Milwaukee. So it's reasonable to infer that every officer in Milwaukee was aware of Tomlinson's issues with his harassers. The citation used does not mention the bomb threat or Patrick at all. Oh, I remembered one thing I didn't talk about. Hold up. This could have gone in the news. Andrew Tate in his house in Romania got raided again in association with child sex trafficking crimes. So they let him out, and during that time, he's been having sex with more kids, and he's gotten arrested again for having sex with kids and trafficking and being a pimp. And he had been saying on Twitter that like the evil feminists convinced 40-year-old men not to fuck 15-year-old girls. So it's like we've known about this, and they still like just fucking hang them. Like how many Romania, please? Here, I need some appropriate music for this. I have a picture. Actually, I have a picture. Here we go. Listen, Romania, I have never asked anything from you, okay, ever. But Romanians awaken. Wait. There we go. Arise, Romanian, or awaken, or whatever it is. There it is. It's a nice anthem. I don't ask for much of any specific people or country, but Andrew Tate has now twice been arrested for sex trafficking white girls and white children. Please, wake up, Romania. Hang this motherfucker. Hang him. It's not violent. It's not a call to violence. It's called due process. It's called try this guy. Okay. Hang him. It's not a big ask. All you need is rope. All you need is rope and a sturdy branch. You got plenty of them. I'm pretty sure Romania has trees and rope. If not, just go to Germany and steal some and bring it back and set it up. It's not that hard. I believe in you. I believe the Romanians can do it. They can hang Andrew Tate. It's possible. It's shocking. A sex predator gets released from jail and does it again. Wow. What an amazing thing. No, it never happens every time. Definitely doesn't happen literally every single fucking time. When are you playing with DSP? Okay, that's true. That's relevant. PPP has been desperately trying to convince me to talk to or to play a game with Darkside Phil. And we've tried to set this date like 3 times now, and it keeps getting changed. So we have agreed, so currently, for Monday, and this is again, he's changed this 3 times, so don't fucking hold your breath, but it's currently set for this Monday, which I think is Labor Day in the United States, at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or whatever time it is in the East Coast. So 4 p.m. Labor Day Monday, I will apparently be playing a game with DSP for 2 hours. We'll see how that goes, assuming that he doesn't change it again. You must summon V. V, please. Vor Andrew Tate. Alright, I'm going to stop delaying. I'll just let it be a short stream. Cool. Maybe something will come up in the Super Chat segment to stretch things out. I'll take it kind of easy. Alright. Lalanthia for 10 says, went to the beach with a friend last weekend. We took her dogs and walked them along the beach. The one I was walking ran into the ocean to get mad. He was water dog, the dog with the water on him. Why was the dog mad? Why did the dog going into the water make him mad, or why did he go into the water as a mad dog? I don't follow this, but it's true, he would have been a water dog. Schneidberg Stein Goldman for $50 says, Happy Pizza Day. Thank you, Schneidberg Stein Goldman. I appreciate it. I'm anxiously awaiting my pizza. Longboarder241 for 5 says, have you seen that new female Justin Wang YouTuber that's been floating around lately? Scum Vagovich. She seems to make videos openly talking about the farms without condemning it. No, I haven't seen that at all. I have no idea. Action Johnny for 20 says, Action Johnny. Thank you, Action Johnny. I appreciate it. Coley Dante for 5 says, Josh, late and unidentified man whose name is not Ethan Ralph wins again. I don't think Ethan Ralph has won anything in like 20 fucking years at this point. Bunker Housing for 10 says, nuclear forces increasing alert level in Europe with little more AI. This could be our future. Let's see. I guess this is going to be a movie clip. I just have a feeling. Award-winning CGI animated short Last Day of War. It's just like the Fallout pods. Listen, we can all live in the pods. It would be a nice change of pace at this point. Don't hate the pod bros. They're just trying to just let people enjoy their pods, chat. Space Allen for 20 says, Ham Jam. Thank you very much, Space Allen. I appreciate it. Baldo Peckins for 2 says, Ralph Asal of the Zani tribe leave a tin teepee in Mexico. Board Iron Eagle to fly to Land of Lakes to defend Chief Baldo of the Cocaine tribe. He wishes he was Chief Baldo of the Cocaine tribe. He's lucky that he has 2 winches from raiding the enemy tribes. Normally, men of his position and stature in the tribe of the Cocaine tribe would be tasked with smuggling cocaine up their ass across the border. Angel Vomit for 10 says, Hi friends, long time no super chat. Can't watch live today, but have a nice show. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a pretty nice show. It's nice and short though. Yusuf 911 for 2 says, studying for my dental test, so I can't watch. Hope you're having a great week. Jersh. Well, good luck with your dental test. I've always been told that dentists are most likely to kill themselves. I hope that's not true, Yusuf. Good luck. Baldo Pagans for 2 says, Ralph Asal gets stuck in Iron Eagle nest for 2 days. See that Chief Knoll of Kiwi Tribe on Cross Letter app, formerly Bluebird app. Something like that, to that effect. Tetrabax for 20 says, I still use hack drivers to get unlimited NV ENC threads on my 1050 Ti since they put software locks on the drivers to sell the more expensive cards for hardware encoding. I mean, you can probably just upgrade your driver at this point, bro. How old's the Titan? That's like a 10-year-old card at this point, right? Yeah, it does suck that the drivers are closed source, though. Buzz Burridge for 10 says, you didn't enjoy the prequels. With the happy merchant that is Watto and an intergalactic civil war started by organizations like the Banking Clan, Commerce Guild, and Trade Union, you'd enjoy it. No, they're boring. and stupid. Dude, I got so many people like defending the prequel movies in my last comments. Like, well, compared to the Disney ones, they're good. This is how it works. If I take the worst movie that ever was fucking made and I compare it to mediocre shit and I say that the mediocre shit was like better, technically, that doesn't say anything. It doesn't mean that it's good. It's still bad. Bunker Housing for 5 says, is not Mark Hamill lolcal enough to have his own thread now? I don't fucking know, bro. Make a thread. Non-practicing parent for 2 says, howdy, just wondering if you made any headway on your USIPS project. Sounded cool. Hope it's all on your radar. Everything that I'm doing is currently on pause indefinitely until I get something else sorted out, and then I'll progress. That's why I'm so frustrated, is I'm waiting on shit. D. Karcher for 1 says, Jersh, I need help finding ethnic slurs, but Google does a shit job at returning results. Where can I find a library of them? Right now, Pajit is making my job hell. Is there more than just Pajit? Wikipedia literally has a list of ethnic slurs for like every ethnic group. Just look that up. Casting Couch Crab for 5 says, I'm steadily getting caught up on all these Maddie streams, but I'm still like a month behind. Butterdog. Well, you're going to get a lot more if I ever update my archives. Thank you. Baldo Pagans for 2 says, Ralphus, go to Chief Baldo Omnibus powwow to Doc's Kiwi Tribe Braves. Only get pressed by Steel Toe Tribe Warrior. Earn no super berries. He actually did get a couple super berries. He made like $50 or something. It's like more than he usually makes for like an 8-hour stream. Kokol for 6 says, please read 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Judgment has been passed upon you. Your request will not be granted you. From this time forward, never shall you ascend into heaven. He has said that on earth he will bind you as long as the world endures. But before these things you shall behold the destruction of your beloved sons. You shall not possess them, but they will fall before you by the sword. Ben Collins for 50 says, please don't read from the book of Enoch for the month of September. That's pretty convincing. It's like what, 3 times 4... Or 3 times 2 times 4 is like 24. Okay. Ben Collins has outbid. This is how advertising works, by the way. You say that you want to run like 1,000 ads or whatever, and you're willing to pay like $500, and that means that your ads are worth like 50 cents per ad. But if someone says, I want to buy those same 1,000 ads and I'm willing to pay $1,000, then they win. That's how it works. It's generally how it works. Thank you. Anime Sucks, Cope and Sneed for 1 says, Josh, X is fun. I just got 6 followers for posting my dragons. Congrats, bro. Baldo Pagans for 2 says, Ralphusol trying to press Kiwi Tribe Braves. Kiwi Tribe Braves dab on Ralphusol over the revenge porn tribe. I think the Brown Thumb Tribe is more Indian as a colloquial name. Indians don't understand the word revenge porn. They understand words like rape and raiding enemy tribes and killing all their men and sons and raping all their girls and children. I think that's what Indians did before the evil white man colonized them. Borello Furman, for 1, says, still waiting on that Diet Shasta related happening that Temple OS predicted. China virus election is still crazy to me. Dude, you're not ready for the Diet Shasta happening. Don't even fucking, don't invoke such terrors. Always Mr. No for 10 says, always Mr. No sends an empty message, my favorite message. Thank you. What a great super chat. I appreciate it. Tetrabacks for $100 says, I knew I was a fucking genius. The egg and hot dog pizza is amazing. Happy pizza day. Bro, you have the palate of like a fucking child. What the fuck are you doing? Stop doing that. Haxley for 2 says, Odyssey chat not showing up the entire stream, by the way. Suffer, Odyssey, suffer. Yeah, I have to go back and I have to work on the overlay anyways because I have to get the Facebook in somehow. So I'll figure that out. Sorry. Sir Calf, for 1, says, I have nothing witty to say today, so I'll leave it with a happy pizza day and Sneed 4 pizza emojis. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bjakni, for 5, says, what the fuck is cap on? I still haven't found proof it's a real expression. Well, no cap means I'm not lying, so cap on must be like you capping. You're lying, bro. I don't know why caps are important in this conversation, but Zoomies worship blacks, so it has something to do with black people not being able to express themselves with 2-syllable words. Tetrabrax for 5 says, roll the D20 on speech for Twitter. Zitter unban. I think I've already failed because I'm not unbanned yet. Maybe next time. We'll get them next time. Mission failed. Yaya lol for 10 says, gender affirming photograph at Wikimedia, and there's a Newsweek article for. Oh, I see. Okay, let's check this out. I understand what you're saying. Sorry, it's very, very hard to open links on this, so it's like a pain in the ass. Sarah Ashton Sorello is that tranny that's in Ukraine. Oh, I mean, this isn't. Oh, wait, there we go. So that's the actual picture of him, and then this is the picture that they're using for. So this is selfie. So this is him with like his. Damn, dude, he looks so much like Keffels. It's fucking crazy. Where's this from? It's from his Twitter account. This isn't like an official portrait. Yeah, this is a selfie, so he's literally just taking a selfie on his phone. I mean, that's why. Dude, all modern phones have these beauty filters attached so that you can brighten your face, make your smile bigger, open your eyes more, even out your complexion. It's how Asian people look more white. Whenever an Asian person takes a selfie with their phone, they're always a little bit more white. Baldo Peggins for 2 says, Ralph Asal challenged Chief Aaron of the Steel Toe tribe to wrestle. Aaron showed up sacred proving grounds. Ralph of Flea State. If you're gonna have to impersonate Ralph, though, you have to act like you have to always try to make everything a win. You can't just like be you can't be Ralph can never take away L ever, so you have to just pretend. I missed these two, but someone posted them on the Maddie thread. Eric George for 10 says, the Omnibussie stank, and now I feel deeply disappointed. No Battle of Jim's Driveway, no cuck on pig boxing. Pig wouldn't even own the name of his daddy gave him. George, please make this funny somehow. Hopefully I haven't let you down, bro. I tried my best. Epo for 5 says, I feel frustrated like Destiny when he ate in the cuck quarter. I guess in regards to the Baldo hearing. This guy's somehow verified. How's everyone fucking verified on Rumble now? It's a mystery. Doing Your Mom 2988 for 10 says, can we get a live Joa reaction to this based black male? Okay. I love watching videos of black people. It's my favorite thing to do.
Really, this shouldn't. Gentlemen, how are we able to afford this? 3, 2, 1. Chris! Hey! Oh, should we move? Yeah, we're sending a Rocky car. Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1. One of those neighborhoods look.
Does he say anything? Does he just do this?
Find a new job.
That'll make it so much easier. Thanks,
I don't
man.
like this conversation. All right, let's.
No, he doesn't say anything ever. Amazing commentary, bro. Just call him a tranny. Jesus. Dude, if black people just started openly hating trannies, then we'd fucking be able to say it on social media again. Because our culture flows with black people as mandated by the Zionist-occupied government. Black people, if you're listening, you gotta say tranny and faggot more. Because white people can't until you do it, okay? Tetrabax for 10 says, it must suck to be a woman. True, it must suck to be a woman. That was my comment in regards to the thread about that fucking lady being shit. Schneidberg Stein Goldman for $50 says, remember when Nick Fuentes was using Ethan Ralph to dox and leak information on people? Weird how Ralph has doxed Aaron and is threatening to leak information on Aaron. Really, it's a noggin jogging. No, it doesn't. We knew that this was him, what he does. Like, this has been known Ralph behavior for forever. Bunker Housing for 3 says that Kiwi Femoid looked great. She looked cool. She looked desirable. And she was cool and confident at Bunker Housing. I have no fucking idea what that's referencing. Haramburger for 2 says, you failed to mention that Nick plucked that Will the Kids Be Here trial post 7 minutes after it was posted. Nick's one of the most active users and not giving us the best updates. Bro, he needs to just make an account. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Vordier for 2 says, Tetrabex will meme for hundreds, but only respects women to the tune of 10. Curious. Yeah, dude, what's up with that? What's up with that? Maybe he's like afraid. He's like, if I do like $100 for like the woman post, then like everyone will think I'm a simp or something. I was like, I don't want that. I'll do like $300 for like the hot dog pizza, but I can only do 10 for the women. Dude, that's that pay gap shit. You know what I mean? For the pizza, for every $1 that a pizza makes, a woman only gets 10 cents. It's tragic. Laserdisc Spinman for 3 says, Ralph has a main character syndrome, but he's at best a minor side character. Dude, he's like Jar Jar Binks. He's like a comedic side character. He's only there to like shock himself and step in shit every episode. That's basically it. Okay. Anime Sucks Cope and Sneed says Pizza Day, and then there's a link to his fucking X account. And if he thinks I'm showing this on screen, nah, go fuck yourself, bro. And just start not reading your messages, I think. I had to ban him because he got like 8 different warnings over the course of like a month. And then a mod warned him again because he was advertising like his merchandise. He was trying to advertise like a Patreon for his fat dragon farting AI generated porn. So a mod warned him for like spam or something. And that automatically triggered a rules ban because he already had like 10 points for various other warnings. And if you get 12, you get automatically banned. And someone even told me that he was like commissioning merchandise. He wants to sell like Anime Sucks, Cope and Sneed, Fat Dragon farting like merch. It's like, bro, what? Get a fucking hobby. It's not this. Lucifer 210 for 1 says Ralph knows that the second he steps on Jim's lawn, Jade will kill him with a katana and grind his gun into some sort of magic chinky medicine that will heal Jim to 200%. Now that's a good lore. You can render down if you take Ralph and just like boil him in a pot and scrape off all the stuff that floats to the top. You can get like an oil, and you can like add menthol or something to it to get like a nice like vapor rub cream for Jim's skin. That'll probably help a lot with like his aches. It'll also help the menthol smell will help him with his cigarette addiction. 11th Circuit for 2 says, please rate Florida's first state flag. And I know exactly what this is. I think that this is the flag where it's literally just a direct combination of 5 different other country flags. I am wrong. I was thinking of the first flag for Pensacola, which is also atrocious. It is the American flag quartered. Then there is the red and blue of Haiti, but instead of the Haitian Great Seal, it has a script that says, let us alone. And then under that, there is a different shade of red to both the shade of red found in the American flag and also in the Haiti pattern in the top right. And then there proceeds the flag of Hungary. And I do not know what the flag of Hungary has to do with anything. But it's literally a combination of the American flag, the Haitian flag with a little change, and then the Hungarian flag. Though in its defense, this is 1845, and if I remember correctly, Hungary does not exist, and the Kingdom of Austro-Hungary's flag is black and gold, or black and yellow. So this is a very weird flag, that's what I'm trying to say. Not particularly appealing. Especially because it has 3 different shades of red. That's very weird. Humble Guardsman for 2 says, are you ever going to fix the typo in the self-sufficiency forum guidelines? No. Okay, here. You fucker. Give me a second. What's the typo? Let me sit up straight. I have work to do at this point, chat. Someone explain to me what the typo is in this. As I handled this. I'm always stuck with a little bit of a conundrum during moments like this where I have to do something that requires like a couple seconds of silence. Because I can either ramble like this, and fill in that gap, or I can just say nothing. And that way when I transcribe the audio over and it cuts out all the silences. Sorry, when I say transcribe, I mean post-process the audio for the podcast. It cuts out all the dead air. And so there I'm stuck in a conundrum if I want to be like immediately more present on the mic and in the video archive, or if I want to just shut up and let it collapse for the podcast version. What the fuck is this? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, the error that you're seeing at the top of the page is them telling me that my license was revoked. That message is there every fucking page. Okay, so he says this is in the guidelines. So let's scroll down. It's a custom mod thing that I have. Self-sufficiency incorporates anything you can do yourself, any form of home project preparation and self-preservation. Habit? Is habit 1B? I think habit is a 1B word. Yeah, it is. Habit or hobby. Heilong's. Aha. Heilong is in the province of China. I see. That is wrong. Talk to staff. Be civil. Hide your power level. Don't cause trouble. Blah, blah, blah. Post online. Everyone hates the government. We already know. So do that. Okay, I think that's it. Now we can save this. Bam. There you go. I think that's the only time I've ever opened the admin panel on stream. It's a very risky proposition. I don't know what kind of weird shit's going to jump out at you. There we go. $2 super chat. Done and done. Crispy Legs for 10 says, Happy Friday, my dude. Party hat emoji. Happy Friday. I'm assuming the rest of you are getting off of work and shit. Enjoy your weekend, my dude. Lucifer for 210 says, or no, Lucifer 210 for 1 says, Hassan Piker was kicked out of the DNC for being a fucking retard. Oh! That reminds me. One of the things I was contemplating adding to the news segment was, at the DNC, they literally have a mobile medical thing. It's like a big bus or camper van. And you know how like blood banks have like these mobile blood collection units that are just kind of like a mobile clinic? It was literally a mobile abortion clinic. And at the 28 people attending the DNC, most of them black, were reported to have entered into the abortion clinic and had an abortion in a bus in front of the DNC. Which is honestly quite fucking demonic. That's fucking crazy. There's even a concept such as a mobile abortion clinic is fucking absurd. Just driving around the hood with like the ice cream van playing like and then like all the black women like, oh shit, it's the Abodi clinic. Run, Shaniqua, run. We gotta get our Abodis in. It's free at the Abodi bus. And the music, the dun 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 dun. It's like a whole team of black women has to like pull over on the side so they can catch up. The false copy of Sunder for 1 says 10 Kiwi points to anyone who knows where my name is from. By the way, I've heard of this, but I do not know off the top of my head where it's from. Ballistic Characteristic for 20 says, have a great weekend. You too. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Lelanthia for 2 says, Mad was a typo. The dog was Rad. Rad, not Mad. Rad water dog. The dog with the water on them. Now that makes much more sense. Thank you for clarifying. Banana Plugs for 5 says, 3 browser engines, WebKit, Blink, and Gecko. Love you, that fucking guy. Yeah, I think he argues because I think Blink is the Chrome one. I don't know. Chromium and WebKit are apparently different or something now, but not really. The Lion King for 1 says, B-Jams. Blorp Bloop for 1 says, Rumble should try manifesting a functioning site. Fuck the conmen advertising. Yeah, it's a very, like, they're much better advertisers than they are getting the site working. Banana Plugs for 5 says, will you ever go back to writing Sneed for it? Maybe open up what you have so people can contribute. It's like a pre-alpha product, bro. I'm still doing design patterns for the fucking software. No, I'm not. Like, I've gotten this question like 8 times. I'm not opening an unfinished pre-alpha product with unfinished design patterns so that people can just toss in random shit. I don't even have the time for the code to oversee contributions. So no. I'm working on something. I will work on all the things that I've wanted. Like, it frustrates me, too, that I have all this shit that I want to do, and I can't fucking do it. It has to wait until I'm back in the U.S. and I have a place. Revenge, for 1, says, finally getting a new laptop on Sunday. I hope Amazon doesn't drop it 800 times. You can just buy it from a store. I think they come in big boxes, though, bro. I think you're okay. Bugs for once is Sneed. Thank you. Longboarder 241 for 2 says, Scum Vagatovich talks about the internet art history. She seems similar to Cecil McFly. Bro, I have no idea. I'm sorry. I've never heard of her. Under 88 for 10 says, I remember out here, every day the people around me look more and more different and retarded. Praying to the dog with the butter. Yeah, I don't know. People are like so docile, so complacent. That like ball spin and jack thing, where Twitch is like, our guidelines are shit and everyone hates them, but maybe we can trick retards into like it's the issue is that they have these guidelines that they need to enforce and they still need more retards streaming on their platform. So now they're like, can we make our streamers more like how we want them to be so that we can continue our non-employment relationship with them? And people are like, yes, please. I desperately want this. Ugly Cracker for 5 says, Jersh, have a slice on me and let our racist colleague know rsdb.org is the racial slur database. Lightning emojis. That's right. There is a racial slur database. So therefore, they should have enough insults regarding Pajits for you to consider. Vordier for 5 says, please consider reading from the Book of Enoch for the month of September. Don't read it, just consider it. I don't understand the point of it. I understand he's trying to do like a audiobook or whatever, but it's like it reads like nonsense. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He just does like 1 or 2 sentences a stream. If I question it on stream, he writes a big ass post that I don't fucking read about it. Like it's apocrypha. It was written 300 years after the events of the New Testament. I don't get it. I don't understand the obsession with it. I think that because it's more violent and full of like judgment, it's like base because it's like saying, oh, well, God's going to like murder all these faggots and weirdos and retards. And it's like, well, I mean, I could write that. If you really want, I could write like a book, like a New Testament book about how God's going to like stick a fork in everybody who's done. But I don't get it. Kurt Eichenwald, anime masturbator for 5 says, Gloria's Kiwi Emperor, that Australian lady at the beginning did an interview 4 months ago. It's an insane story. I think you can still donate to her legal fund. You mean the lady from Giggle? I mean, I could, but that would be throwing my fucking money away. I've already given enough of my fucking money to Australians. Not my money, but the trust money. By the way, there will be an update on that shortly. Sneedo, for one, says, all the tranime fags on Twitter are insufferable. Yeah, basically. Even Stone Toss is like one of them now. It's really cringe. It's really embarrassing. It's really demoralizing, too. Like, why are all the new conservatives just like libertarians who, like, the only difference between a libertarian and a considerable amount of people online claiming to be like conservatives is that they want to wear Nazi uniforms and they don't want any libertarian rights for women. Like, as long as they can fuck a 13-year-old, they're happy. And as long as the women don't have any say in this, they're happy. But they're just like a soulless libertarian. Kadu for 10 says, you're like an alternative aficionado. Ever heard of the band Everything Everything? Not off the top of my head, no. Sorry to disappoint. Sneedo for one says, Twitch wants to re-educate Boss Man and make him gay. Yeah, they do. They want to make everybody gay. Gay people buy more product. Eugelus Sneed for 10 says, Sneed. Thank you, Eugelus Sneed. I appreciate it. Lucifer 210 for 1 says, you see Fuentes go full glowy for Kamala. The Fed should take his paycheck. Yeah, I did. He's just like attention whoring or some shit. I don't know what he's doing. Tetrabax for 20 says, as God intended. I don't know what that's a reference to, but probably. Colia Dante for 15, probably in regards to his super chats for women. Colia Dante for 15 says, have you ever changed the post-processing settings again? Rumble has 1 minute of replayable buffer. I might have checked a box I don't usually check. Sorry. Cole for 1 says, 2 more streams till paid Enoch break. Would you like to read something else or be read to for September? Do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Haramburger for 2 says dick poop. Thank you, Haramburger. Never not fishing for 1 says, hey Josh, great stream today, bud. Love to see some fishing content on the Gumroad one day. Maybe. That's a ways away. Okay. Call it a wrap there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the next Omnibussin will be a little bit more exciting. And hopefully not every single aspect of my setup will be completely fucking mangled. I will see you guys on Monday on Labor. I don't take, unlike lazy Americans, I don't take Labor Day off. So I guess I'll see you then. Take it easy. Bye-bye. I've been informed that Labor Day is the first Monday of September, which is not next Monday. So I will be back on the next Monday, which is not Labor Day. Bro, I know I'm playing the same songs over again. Because when I look to see if I play the same song, I go to my website and I type in the fucking name. But there's a gap from when my website was down and I didn't have the fucking time to upload the archives because I was on a kebab shop Wi-Fi. So for several months, which I'm still going through and processing whenever I fucking can, there are songs that are not in this archive. So when I go to search, if I played a fucking song before, it doesn't show up. But these ones will. So you're gonna have to give me some fucking rope here. I just got commitments now. It's Minnesota mentioned yet again.